Across the nation, fans are grieving the shocking loss of a Jacksonville star. And this is our breaking story tonight. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Anthony Austin. February 18th, 2026. 11:23 a.m. The moment hip-hop lost one of its rawest voices. Lil Poppa, just 26 years old, is found lifeless in a Hilton hotel parking lot in Georgia. A gunshot wound to the head, ending everything. No tip was left behind. Rest in peace to Poppa, man. But what makes this story eerie is what he posted just hours before his death. Rod Wave lyrics flashed across his feed. You know what happened? I know what happened. The world never will. The Fulton County Medical Examiner confirmed the death was a suicide. And now, for the first time, Yo Gotti is speaking out about losing his CMG golden child, Lil. Poppa wasn't just a rapper, he was a dream turned real in his hometown. By 25, he had carved a powerful place in the industry. This isn't just another tragic headline. This is the story of a young king who survived a drive-by that took his two closest friends, turned trauma into an empire, but lost the battle inside his own mind. He was Yo Gotti's prize Jacksonville signing, kid who transformed pain into platinum plaques. CMG pulled up deep, Rolls-Royce Cullinans lined up, celebrating his arrival like royalty. He went from recording in a closet to Billboard charts, from dodging bullets to selling out venues, but behind the fame was a fragile soul battling sickle cell anemia, survivor's guilt, and demons most people never see. The pain that made his music hit so hard is the same pain that destroyed him. To understand how we got here, we need to rewind. Back to a 7-year-old kid with a mic, a dream, and a future built on heartbreak. In 2003, Janarius Wheeler was writing raps for church in Jacksonville, Florida. A future street legend spitting faith bars in the house of God. His mom called him Poppa, and he added Lil because he was always running with older kids. Chasing the big homies, Jacksonville wasn't soft back then crime. Poverty, and a city struggling to find its voice. While Atlanta and Miami shined, Jacksonville stayed in the shadows. And young Poppa grew up in the darkness by 12. He built his studio in his closet with a cheap laptop and mic, no budget. No industry help, just hunger. He shifted from gospel to street pain, and you could hear the hurt in every line. But the streets were calling. Torn between dreams and reality, he documented a city tearing itself apart. He built buzz on SoundCloud and my mixtape, crafting that melodic trap style that later caught Yo Gotti's attention singing Pain before. Pain rap was cool. Then 2018 hit. At 18, life changed forever. A random day turned deadly when a drive-by caught him and his two closest friends. Poppa lived. They didn't. Watching your day ones die at 18. That kind of survivor's guilt never leaves. It haunts. It rots you from the inside. Instead of letting the trauma swallow him whole, Poppa turned his grief into fuel. He poured that darkness into music that felt less like entertainment and more like confession. That same year, he dropped Purple Hearts, a track that ripped open every detail of that drive-by. The shock. The guilt. The question that haunted him. Why did I live when they didn't? Every emotion sat naked over a chilling melody that stayed in your head long after the song ended, and the streets felt it instantly. No debate. The track exploded on SoundCloud, then flooded YouTube, Instagram, and beyond. Suddenly, the world was locked in on this young Jacksonville king who transformed trauma into art without glorifying violence. He wasn't bragging about the shooting, he was grieving it, trying to understand a loss that made no sense. Industry insiders said Purple Hearts sounded different. It wasn't just street rap. It was emotional, melodic pain rap before that lane was mainstream. The production was minimal, letting Poppa's voice carry every scar. The track later landed on his Under Investigation mixtape, laying the blueprint for his rise. But here's what most people didn't know. While the world watched his buzz grow, Poppa was fighting a hidden war, sickle cell anemia, a brutal genetic disorder that brings unbearable pain, organ damage, and life-threatening complications. He kept it secret, terrified of being labeled weak. Some days he was recording new music, Other days he was in a hospital bed fighting for survival. Still, he refused to stop. That constant battle added another layer of pain to his sound. From 2018 to 2019, Poppa stayed consistent, dropping music that showed serious growth. The Under Investigation series became his signature, each project deeper, more polished, more personal. Fans connected because he felt real. Now, let's talk about how Yo Gotti discovered Himby, because this part is crazy. By 2017 to 2019, Poppa had serious underground momentum. Labels, A&Rs, and executives were watching him closely. Streaming changed the game, and Poppa was living proof you didn't need a major label to reach millions. His SoundCloud and YouTube numbers were climbing, with fans nationwide relating to his honesty. In early 2020, he signed with Interscope Records. Massive moment. A kid from a bedroom closet, now backed by one of the biggest labels in music. In 2021, he dropped Blessed, I Guess, which charted on the Billboard 200. The title said it all: grateful, still haunted. And then Yo Gotti entered the picture. CMG was expanding, hunting for real voices outside Memphis. He already had artists from Sacramento, Louisville, and Detroit, but Florida was missing. Poppa's consistency caught his eye. Sources say Yo Gotti was personally studying his catalog, tracking his rise, and preparing to make a move. Gotti wasn't just chasing numbers. Streams didn't impress him, loyal fans. Real emotion and long-term potential did. And Poppa had all of that. Gotti saw something rare in his melodic pain rap, a sound that felt real, not manufactured. It fit perfectly with CMG's vision, that raw, emotional street energy artists like Moneybagg Yo represented. But Poppa had something different, a vulnerability you couldn't fake. The kind of truth that builds lifelong fans, not just viral moments. The talks reportedly stretched for months. Multiple meetings. Deep conversations about vision, legacy, and control. This wasn't a quick bag-chasing deal. Poppa had already proven he could win alone. CMG offered more than a contract. They offered a partnership, full resources, and respect for his creative freedom. On April 20th, 2022, Yo Gotti made it official. He tweeted, "It's official, Lil Poppa. Welcome to the team. We continuing to build and invest back into the culture." But he didn't stop there. Gotti pulled up to Jacksonville with a convoy of Rolls Royces, including 2 white Cullinans, just to welcome Poppa personally. That wasn't just flexing, that was a statement. The city saw it. The industry saw it. Social media exploded with footage of those Rolls gliding through Jacksonville. This wasn't just business, this was belief. To mark the moment, Poppa dropped HSOT with Yo Gotti, complete with a music video. The chemistry was instant. It felt like the beginning of something unstoppable. Under CMG, Poppa's career skyrocketed. He gained elite producers, heavy marketing, and major collaborations. His videos looked cinematic. His streams exploded. Radio stations that once ignored Jacksonville started spinning his tracks. His social media blew up as new fans discovered his story. He toured across 20 cities, performing for thousands who screamed every lyric. Songs like Purple Hearts and Eternal Living became anthems. From local venues to packed arenas, it felt unreal. Collaborations poured in. Young Yanez helped him represent Jacksonville on a national stage. Mozzie showed CMG unity. Rod Wave proved Poppa could stand next to superstars. Each track expanded his reach and revealed new layers of his artistry. In August 2025, he released Almost Normal Again, a project that showed growth while staying rooted in pain. The title said everything: he was still searching for peace. The album unpacked grief, success, mental struggles, and physical suffering. But beneath the fame, the demons never left. His music kept circling mental health, loss, and survivor's guilt. Tracks like Eternal Living with Polo G confronted the horror of surviving when your friends didn't. Love and War exposed the weight of trauma while trying to love, trust, and live. The sickle cell anemia was quietly tearing him apart in ways fans never fully saw. In his documentary, Blessed, I Guess, Poppa finally opened up about living with the inherited blood disorder that had haunted him since birth. He turned his struggle into advocacy, using his platform to educate people about a disease that hits Black communities the hardest. The pain crises came without warning. One day, he'd be in the studio chasing another hit. The next, he'd be in a hospital bed, fighting pain so intense most people couldn't imagine it. It disrupted tours, delayed projects, and threatened his momentum, but he never made excuses. Instead, he pushed harder on the days he felt strong, knowing the next collapse could come at any moment. In interviews, you could see the weight in his eyes. He spoke about feeling blessed, but also guilty for surviving and succeeding when his friends didn't. He carried Jacksonville on his back, determined to honor the ones who never made it out. Success didn't heal him. It amplified the pressure. It amplified the pressure.